Kyle, thanks for joining us. You obviously one of the owners of RARE Collection, and I just wanted to find out, what is the RARE Collection, and tell us more about the RARE Collection of villas.
Yeah, so we have two types of villa now. We have townhouses and we have villas like this, the VD1, which is a slightly bigger unit.
Yeah.
We have 5 THL types all scattered around Damac Hills, which are very good units. Average price is around the 5.5, 5.6 to 5.8 million, fully renovated, swimming pools, very open plan, very modern contemporary design. I think they are a very good unit, a very popular unit. We do sell quite a few of them because they're very appealing. And then we have the bigger units where we are now, the VD1s, which are mostly golf course views, which makes them very appealing, makes them quite unique as well. The VD1 units we can manipulate into something quite luxurious. So steam rooms, saunas, home cinemas, luxury swimming pools, and then very good views. So I think the collection of villas we have now, we've tried to purchase properties that are appealing to 2 segments. One segment is the bigger segment, with people with budgets up to between 5 to 6 to 7 million, and then also the larger villas appealing to buyers with budgets between 15 to 20 million.
Okay.
So the collection is growing. We do see demand getting a little bit higher for the area. So we are actively looking for new properties. We're actively looking for investors, and the popularity seems to be increasing, which makes, I think, it a little bit easier to be selling even more property.
You touched on various different price points, and I wanted to just hone in obviously on some of these bigger villas. We're sitting in Silver Springs, the bigger villa, which is on the market at the moment for 15.5 million.
Yeah.
This is a Golf View villa. What do you see at 15.5 million from the uniqueness? Why Damac Hills, and the value proposition of this villa in comparison to other communities in Dubai?
Yeah. That's a very good question, and it's one that we have discussed with many real estate agents, with many investors, with many buyers. I think there's several reasons. First of all, I've lived here now for 4 years, so I've experienced the community. I've seen the developments. I've seen the improvements that Damac have made over the last few years. So first and foremost, I think you would have to want to live here yourself, and if you have a family, if you have children, I think what Damac have done, building a community with Malibu Bay, for instance, a very nice swimming pool area. You've got tennis courts, football pitches, paddle courts. You've also got the Radisson Blu Hotel. So if you have got friends and family over, if you didn't want them in the house, I mean, there was too many people that could always stay in the Radisson as well. The Trump golf course is very good. I've been around there a few times. It's quite challenging, but very enjoyable. But the main thing for me is, if you took a property of this size and renovated it to the standard that we renovated to, and put it into other areas which are popular at the road, Jumeirah Islands, Dubai Hills, Al Barari, all areas that our investors and our buyers are considering moving to, the value for money that you get with these particular units, I think, makes them stand out. I think if you're taking this type of renovation with all of these features and putting it in any of those areas that I've mentioned earlier, it's 20, 25, 30, 35 million. Yeah. So we understand that people do have that budget, and they will look at those properties in those areas. But for people with a budget of 15 to 20 million, and they want all of those luxuries with a community that ticks all of the boxes for the family. To me, Damac Hills and the properties that we bring to market are very, very unique to the market.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, being a real estate agent and trying to find a property on the golf course with these kind of views, you just can't find it in any other community. I mean, you know, Emirates Hills, you're sitting at 40 mil plus. Dubai Hills, you're sitting at 30 mil. Big numbers. Numbers. And in order to live on the golf course, you can't do it.
Exactly. I think obviously locations is important to a lot of people. I think the view you touched on there, the golf course view. I live in Damac and I've got a golf course view. They're waking up in the morning, the sun shining, coming through the windows, and you've got a beautiful golf course view up until like 11 in the evening, because with the floodlights now. It's just a very, very enjoyable way to live, and a very enjoyable way to start the day. You know, you're starting the day the correct way, peace and quiet, great view. So I think Damac have done very well with the positioning of these bigger villas. What we then do when we come in is we probably customize those villas to specific clients. So it's going to be a family. They're going to want to entertain. We tend to go like we have here, like open plan, so the family's all together. The swimming pool ideal, friends and family around for entertaining, and then 4 or 5 bedrooms. And then the steam room and sauna with a cinema, which I think those luxury items and those luxury requests that we've been asked for many years, to get them all into one property with a view between 15, 16 and 17 million. I really can't see other properties in other areas competing with that product.
As you started doing various different types of renovations and projects throughout Damac Hills, did your vision change? Did you kind of realize, wait a second, we needed to kind of change the structure or change the vision of where we were going? And then what changed along the way? And I'm keeping this in mind because I know that you've got one in your pocket that is still going to be launched in a few months' time. And what kind of customizations can a customer come in with on that?
That is a good question. And it's one that we sort of deliberated on a while with the latest villas that we have, the one that we just recently sold in the field, and then Silver Springs now, and then the villa that we have in the turf. Before Christmas, we sold a villa in Whitefield. It was a beautiful villa, very, very nice view. It was probably a little bit more heavy on the masculine side, design-wise and colour schemes, and a big emphasis on the social side of things. We did manage to sell it, but I think the new collection is probably a bit more contemporary. We've used more organic materials, colour schemes, and we've added a few more features to these villas, materials-wise, on wall cladding, natural stone, marble, travertine we've used, but most importantly, we also used an interior designer. We brought in an interior designer. I've worked with the girls before. The company's Interior Lab, based in the Design District D3. So Italian creativity, not too conscious on budgets, because obviously Italians like to spend a lot of money on very good material. But we don't mind that, because the end product was something that is very different to the original one that we'd renovated and sold. So yes, it did change from the original concept, and that change was an interior designer using higher spec material, more natural material. But I do think if you're trying to renovate and move a property on and sell it on, I do think you have to spend a little bit more to get to the end product that is going to help you sell the villa, which is ultimately what we're looking for.
Yeah, I've seen that in the market so many times. I mean, a lot of people always come in, and I mean, we've seen it over the last few years where people have come into Dubai and saying, okay, great, we're going to purchase a couple of villas, renovate them, flip them. And often there's this gap of if they had just spent an extra 500,000 dirham more, or an extra million dirham more, that would have equated to a much larger profit at the end.
Exactly.
Because they've just not done enough on the villa itself.
There are a lot of villas online that are advertised as renovated or fully renovated. We look at them and it's not. Someone's put a new floor in, or someone's changed a kitchen colour or something like that. So it's not renovated. One of the main finishes that we have, one of the most important parts, is the staging at the end. So we've worked with the Loom collection. We've got a very good relationship with Palm Living Furniture now. The staging, and my wife very much loves getting involved in this side of things, of the part of the project as well. Very talented, very time consuming, very meticulous, but it's that attention to detail that I think is needed to get the villa staged, so that when a buyer comes in, they can visualize themselves living there. And then at this level, I think Dubai is really based on convenience. I think the convenience of moving into one of these villas is there because the buyer doesn't have to do anything. You've got bed sheets, you've got cutlery, crockery, everything that you need in the house is provided for you. So you've got convenience, you've got staging, you've got better materials, and very talented interior designers, and I think that gives us the better end product.
On your villas that you offer to your clients, is there any kind of warranty or handover? So a client comes in, loves this villa, wants to purchase this specific villa in Silver Springs. What kind of guarantees are you offering your clients on the finished product that you've done and the renovations?
I think the philosophy of Rare Renovations is to do more for the end user and to look after them, partly for our own peace of mind as owners. Myself and Craig are both of the same opinion. We want to give a family home over for them to enjoy for a very long time. So there's a lot of elements involved. Obviously, in a renovation, you've got MEP, so you've got mechanical, electrical, plumbing. So you have. We've renovated all of the bathrooms. We've renovated all of the kitchens. We do AC services, so everything's been tried and tested. So before we hand it over, we do reports on all of the rooms and all of the bathrooms to make sure that it's all been tried, all been tested. We've got videos of it to hand over to say this has all been checked, so it's all 100%. And then as a I guess probably an added addition, we'll give a 12-month warranty on all, basically for everything that's involved in the villa. There are certain elements that we don't touch. The existing AC machines, for instance, obviously they're relatively new anyway. What we will do is service all of the AC machines, check the compressors, check drains, make sure the thermostats and things are working. So we'll make sure that everything's fully functional. But then we have the 12-month warranty on everything within the house. And I think going forward, even from that 12-month period, because we do a lot of work in the area anyway, the first person that client is going to call is going to be Rare Renovations, and we don't mind that. If someone called after, I actually had an example. We sold a house about 18 months ago, and the client wanted some remedial works done in his villa. He's actually selling it, so it was out of warranty, it was out of contract. We didn't have to do it, but we actually went across and we actually changed quite a few things for him to make it look a little bit better, So I think looking after the clients even after the 12 months is something that we would do anyway. One, we're working in the area, and two, we want people to continue experiencing the villa and enjoying it.
You lead it on to another villa that is going to be in the pipeline later on this year. If a client walks in, absolutely loves this, but wants a few little tweaks, a couple of changes, maybe loves some of the other villas and wants to kind of combine the different styles that you've used in the field, the turf, Silver Springs. How would that go about? Are you guys open to something like that? And what would you do?
Yeah, so we have a villa which is currently going through the approvals stage. So we've probably got another 3-4 weeks of approvals work before we can actually get guys on site to start the renovation. But it's customizable, so we're actually offering it at the moment as customizable. And I think what we've found is that even with the best intentions in the world, everybody's unique. So one family may want a home cinema, one may not. One family may want a closed kitchen, they may want open. You know, they might not want a steam room or sauna. So I think most of the villas that we've sold, they've got very good positive feedback, but there's always been one or two things that the client would like to personalise. So what we're doing and what we're offering with our latest villa is exactly that. So we're gonna show the collection, and we're going to take out all of the parts that work very well for that particular family, and then manipulate all of those ideas into the new villa and hand over something that then ticks all of the boxes. Yeah. So space-wise, it's exactly the same. The only difference would be the view.
So out of all the villas that you've done, what have you, and the entire process, what are you most proud of from the company growth perspective, and or a particular villa that you've done?
Yeah, I think from a company perspective, I think RARE Renovations has grown quite quickly. We've gone from sort of smaller projects to larger projects. The VD ones, the ones that we're in now, we are very proud of, and I think that's testament to a lot of the suppliers that we have. Yeah, we've got very reliable suppliers. We've now got a very reliable and professional fit-out team that's grown. From a management point of view, we now have more experienced team members overseeing the projects. We did win an award last year which was actually a very pleasant surprise on one of the villa that we previously sold. There's some very, very good villas in this competition, and it came as quite a big surprise. Actually, myself, my wife, and Craig, my business partner, we're very grateful for the award. But we actually won Best Bathroom Award for the villa that we sold, and there was a lot of competition. There were some great villas there, but I think for me, it's constantly improving on service, on time, on material, and there is a lot of competition in the area, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think competition actually drives companies forward. You know, we've got to do a little bit more. We have to offer a little bit more, better value for money, or better design, better material, but it just keeps us on our toes, and hopefully we can continue. I think the villas that we have now, the features that we've got and the new ideas that we've brought in should really help us sell a few more. Yeah. So yeah, we are very pleased with the way things are going with the business and with the properties that we're selling.
Last but not least, where to from here? You end up selling all the villas in Damac Hills.
Yeah.
Is there a different community? Would you look to stay in Damac Hills? Is there anywhere else that you've got your eye on?
Probably more golf, more fishing, things like that. Yeah, I mean, we are looking at other areas. We take a lot of feedback from obviously yourself. You know, looking at the areas that we could move into. I think that obviously the Palm is very lucrative. I think Albarari is very lucrative. You know, these sort of areas. I think we've done a lot of the smaller townhouses. We're now doing a few more of these mid-size units, should we say. Once you start getting into the 9, 10, 11, 12,000 square foot built-up area plots and on the Palm, on some of the fronts, or in Albarari, I do think that's where we are probably heading, and it's very exciting. I think if you have to be a little bit more creative. I think you have to spend a little bit more time researching again, materials, interior designers are going to get involved one way or the other. But I think other areas we would be interested in exploring. Names that keep getting blasted around. I think Alberari is a great area. Some of those bigger villas would be very exciting for us to get involved in. And a lot of the feedback that we've had from a lot of the agents and a lot of the buyers has been, if we were to take this product, as in our design and our material and all of our ideas, and put it in any of those areas that I've previously mentioned, I think it's an easy sell, you know. Yeah. So I think we sort of specialise in quite contemporary villas, and we like to look at things in villas with good views, you know, something that's a little bit different to all of the other villas. So the fronds, for instance, those garden villas, I think with sea views and Atlantis views, I think that would be something that we would look at. So yeah, I think we're not going to be too hasty, but we will certainly be growing into hopefully some of those bigger detached units.
Thank you for taking the time to
Thank you very much.
Chat with us today.
Much appreciated. Thank you.